It's always easy to blame others. You can spend your entire life blaming the world, but your successes and your failures are ultimately your responsibility. Welcome to another segment of Empowerment Chronicles with your host, Sister It's the blame game, but it's time to hold you accountable for the success or failure of your life. Take the blame out of the hands of others and put them in your hands so that you can grow and that you might learn. And ultimately, at the end, the outcome will be one of great success and not a failure. No matter what the circumstances are, there are always going to be individuals who blame others whenever anything doesn't go their way. Do you know somebody like that? I do. Blamers are incapable of accepting responsibility for their actions or for being part of the problem. The only thing that they are concerned about is condemning someone and pointing out what they did wrong. Blamers truly believe that they have never done anything wrong. You know, they are a type of narcissist. Narcissists are people who, they feel like that, they can never do anything wrong. It's always someone else. It's never their fault. Those are blamers. They're narcissists. They don't believe that they can do wrong. But they're able to hold others accountable for everything that goes wrong in their life. They're unwilling to accept the responsibility that they just might have a percentage of something to do with what went wrong. Blamers, they always play the victim. The woe is me. Had they not done this, I would not be where I am. I would be so much further along. Oh my God, can someone just help me? Everybody has to hear the story over and over and over and over and over again. They point the finger, whether it's a sister, brother, cousin, wife, husband, child, everybody else's fault. And they had nothing to do with it. Their life is in shambles because of what someone else did. Blamers. Unwilling to accept their role in what has taken place. The problem with blaming things outside of yourself or oneself is that things will never get better in your life. That means that someone else has to change before your life can change. Isn't that just ridiculous? Oh my God. Stop. Pause. Mute. Grow up. Accountability says that I may have had a part in what has taken place. Accountability says that everyone falls short and that everyone has a part in what goes on. Being a blamer and holding someone else accountable for what goes on in your life, you will never grow. Be willing to take full responsibility, if need be, for the actions and the outcome of your life. I can tell you this because, I used to blame everybody else for my unhappiness. I wasn't happy. I wasn't a happy person. It was because, this one didn't like me, or that one didn't like me, or I didn't fit in, or it was this, or it was that, or it's the wrong job, or it's just the wrong day, or, really? No. It was because I refused to accept accountability for my actions. So what? Maybe it was someone else's fault that some things happened. But am I 100% innocent? Well, maybe not. But if I'm consistently blaming someone else, that says that I'm okay and it's their fault. The dictionary defines blame and accountability as this. The difference between accountability and blame: to be accountable is to be counted on or reckoned on. To blame is to find fault, to censor, to revile, to reproach. Accountability emphasizes keeping agreements and performing in a respectful way and in a respectful atmosphere. Blaming is an emotional process that discredits the blamed. I'll say that again. Blaming is an emotional process that discredits the person that you are blaming for what's going on in your life. For instance, I've had a couple of bad relationships. Now listen, I'm no angel, and neither are you. But if I continue to run back to those individuals and I hold them accountable for my letdown, I hold them accountable for my broken heart, I hold them accountable for my tears, I hold them accountable for everything that's going wrong in my life. I'm using them as a crutch, and I'm not growing. But who made the decision to keep going back? I did. Who made the decision to pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I need you. Hey, I want you. Hey, is this? I did. So it was a choice that I made that caused my tears. It was a choice that I made that caused my broken heart. Did that person play a part in it? Of course they did. But I had to be accountable for my part. I have to hold me accountable. Because until I hold me accountable, growth cannot take place. And that's what blamers don't understand until blamers start holding themselves accountable and stop holding everybody else accountable for what's going on in their life. They're not going to grow. They're not going to be successful. A funny thing happened the other day. I was strolling through and I saw on a post where an individual, and some of you may have seen it too, where an individual said, and I've seen it before, but this particular time it caught my eye because there was a lash back from it. An individual said, if you send me your Cash App name, I'm going to bless you. So I guess this individual must have sent them their Cash App name, and the person must have sent them like a couple of dollars or something like that. And the individual was upset. And they were like, you're just trying to get people's information, or, you were trying to build a fan base, da-da-da-da this and da-da-da-da that. And I sat there and I thought, that person needs to stop, pause, and mute. Because first of all, are you not responsible for sending the person your information? Aren't you accountable? Did you even know the person? So you were so willing to send them, your information, and then they made the choice to send you what they wanted. And maybe it was a gimmick, or maybe they were trying to, get a fan base or get a lot of people to, get on their line or whatever. But you made the choice. And, I took away from it, oh, well, you're a couple of dollars more richer than you were before you sent it. So, get over it. I know that's mean. Poor me. Shame on me. But shame on you. Because you're holding someone else accountable for what happened to you instead of holding you accountable. And that's what blamers do. So, real quick, how do we help blamers to accept accountability? Well, the next time that family, friend, spouse, child, whoever it is, starts the blame game on why their life is so miserable and who did this and who did that, stop them. And ask them, have you ever thought that everywhere you go, there's a problem? Guess what? The problem just might be you. Or how about this? No, really. It's adorable when you blame everyone but yourself. I don't think they'd like that very much. How about letting them know? Take responsibility for your action. You look crazy trying to blame other people for your behavior. See, because what happens is a blamer, they're emotionally, they're off the wall, and they want everybody to succumb to them. No. Take responsibility. Someone may have done you wrong. But are you going to blame them for the rest of your life? Are you going to go into every relationship blaming that person? So now the relationship that you're in is a mess. Because, such and such did that. Or because, poor me. And, had they not did this to me, I wouldn't be, here with you right now going through this, that, and the other. Let it go. Be accountable. What part did you play? I thought about a child who possesses a lot of toys, and and a parent says, "Hey, why don't you give such and such, one of your toys, and I'll give you a new one." No, it's mine. It's mine. It's mine. Well, if you don't give someone else, you're not gonna get no. No, it's mine. It's mine. So then the child gets upset because they don't get the new toy. Well, they had a choice. So that's what you have to remind blamers, that they have a choice. And they can choose to be successful or be a failure. But that the choice is ultimately theirs. I saw an article in the Psychology Today, and it caught my eyes because something that it said was, blame is the discharge of pain. Wow. Blame is the discharge of pain. Do you know how deep that is? I'm going to blame someone else so I don't have to feel the pain. Wow. No, my darlings. Be accountable. Hold you accountable. Accept responsibility. Because at the end of the day, it's your responsibility for the outcome of your life. It's not the person that you're blaming. It's yours. The choice is yours. What are you going to do with it? You can play the blame game, or you can play the blame game.